We're almost done. Net lease investing. We are now going to do our due diligence. What is due diligence? Well, we got an approved contract. The seller said they liked the terms. You like the property. Now we just need to make sure that everything everybody said is what they said it was. Seems pretty straightforward. It isn't all the time. I'm here to help you dig into that. What does that mean? First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the lease. We're going to make sure that everything that was told to us about that lease is actually in a contract signed by the tenant. What does that mean? If somebody told us that it's a 10-year lease, we want to look at the expiration date of that lease on the lease and see that it actually is 10 years from now. You'd be surprised. People put information out there that's not exactly accurate. Other things we want to look at is who signed that lease. And it's who's responsible. If it's a corporation, we want to see that that person has the authority to sign that lease. And we want to see if it's an LLC. If it says McDonald's, we want to make sure that it is McDonald's and not Mom and Pop Burgers LLC. These are some of the simple things that we check out to make sure that they're legit. Other things that we're going to go look at is we're going to go see the building. We're going to go, actually for the first time, probably go look at the building to make sure that, one, it's still there. Sometimes in these portfolio sales where, somebody brings to market a sale leaseback situation where, they're moving a portfolio of 50, 100, 1,000 properties all in one package. You'd be surprised. Sometimes they're selling a property, the tenant left, they didn't even know it. So this happens. So the due diligence process, we're making sure that the building is there. They're open for business. Might mean getting on a plane. But before you get on a plane, something real simple. You call up Burger King and you ask if they're open. If somebody answers the phone, we're doing good. Then we go out there and it's pretty much a formality. We're going to check on the credit of the tenant. We're going to dig deeper in. We're not just going to take website postings that Walgreens is a investment grade tenant. We're going to get an S&P report. We're going to look at the annual report on these public companies' website. If it's a privately held company, we don't do a smaller privately held company. We might look for the personal financial statements of the people who signed the lease. We're going to look for their credit ratings. We're going to basically do anything and everything possible to look at the physical well-being of the property, the credit of the tenant, and another one that's important, we haven't touched on too much yet, is the location. So if we're looking at, if you look out my back window here, we're in San Francisco. Most people would agree it's pretty good. I'm working on a transaction right now in Accident, Maryland. Accident. Then it's not a town that most people are familiar with, and it's got a name that nobody wants to have an accident. Well, it turns out it's a pretty good town. But you know what? We need to look into that. Internet's pretty powerful. A lot of that information is at our fingertips, so we don't have to go drive the neighborhoods to see if it's a good neighborhood. We could read about it. We could look at the images online. We could look at satellite images. There's a lot there. So a lot of this due diligence is done on the internet before we even get in the car or get on an airplane. After we get done with the due diligence, we're going to close escrow. That's a whole nother process. It's pretty simple, but rather than boring you with the details, rest assured that there's a whole team involved. We've got the escrow officers, we've got the lenders, the brokers, the attorneys. There's a lot of people involved here with years of experience, and we are here to help you. But it's a pretty straightforward process. At the end of this process, you have a maintenance-free, management-free property that continues to pay rent for a long period of time, so you can go enjoy your life. You can have fun. You can get paid. A lot more to cover. If you wanted to look into it, look at my website, beaubien.com. That's www.beaubien.com. Have a good day.